What's up, guys? Hey, this is Christian Brindle with Six Figure Medicare Agent. Hope this video finds you doing well on a Saturday, on a weekend. Thanks for being with me. I need to talk to you guys about something. And it's something that I was a little hesitant to make a video on, but I feel like the need is really there. And I think it's just such a tragedy that's going on in our industry right now. I believe that it is so vitally important that you work with a good upline that's going to treat you well, especially when you are new to the industry. This is why. Your upline, when you come into the business, is essentially your partner in business. You're going into business as a partner with your upline in some shape or form. They're profiting off of the business that you sell. Not saying that that's a bad thing. There's plenty of fantastic people that you can partner with in this insurance industry. Whether you're doing life insurance, whether you're doing Medicare health plans, it doesn't really matter. There's all kinds of great people that you can work with. There's countless. I could just name several off the top of my head. I think that we're pretty good to work with. I think that we're very fair, very generous with our agents. We try to give them everything they can possibly get that we're able to give to them in terms of training, help with marketing, contracts, good percentages. We try to give as much as we possibly can to our agents. We want to help them out. We don't want to be a detriment. But what really inspired me to kind of make this video was there's an agent that has started working with us in the last 6 months or so. And she has her Medicare contracts with us. She works with us on the Medicare side of things because that's what we're good at. That's what we know. But she has her life insurance and final expense contracts with another organization. And this other organization, and I'm not going to say the name of the person, I'm not going to say the name of the organization, but it just breaks my heart. And we had kind of a pretty, lengthy conversation this morning about it, where she was just feeling stuck and trapped. And basically, she got into the industry just not knowing what she didn't know, and nobody knows what they don't know. It's not her fault. It's not anybody's fault that they don't know something when they come into the business. She basically gets in with this upline. And the upline, first and foremost, completely lowballs her on her contracts. They have her at 60%, 70% commission levels for final expense business. Anybody that's ever sold final expense knows street level is 100 to 120%. So she's getting incredibly lowballed on the commission side. Now, you might be thinking, well, sure, but there's some uplines that can do that, but they give you free leads. No, they're making her pay for leads. She's not really getting an office. She's not getting any of these things you'd expect from that type of situation. There's plenty of people that work in call centers and LOA situations, but they're taken care of. They're paid a salary, all this stuff. None of that was going on with this person. And I've seen this happen far too often, and I needed to speak up about it. Not only was she not taken care of on the commission side of things, and these are with big name carriers that we all know, that she could basically go, and get a street level contract and make 100% commission at the very least, 110%, maybe more. Not only that, the personal upline that she was given was not willing to train her on how to sell products. They're also teaching her how to sell annuities. And what this person has been doing with her, and it just breaks my heart, and I felt so bad for her to kind of be in this situation. She didn't know exactly how to sell a certain client. She would bring her upline with her to help her out. The upline's going to make an override, right? The upline's going to make an override. She goes with her on these appointments. She closes the deal. It doesn't mention anything of the sort that they're going to be splitting the commission. She writes it under herself. And she takes half the commission. So not only is she being lowballed on the commission, half of what she is getting is going to her direct upline because her direct upline wants to stuff her fat face. These people are out there. These organizations are out there. So now, she's at a point where not only is she even making 60% commission, she might be making 30%, 40% because the upline's taking half because she's helping her close the deals. A good upline is going to help you when you're new in the business close deals and give you all of the freaking commission. They're going to get an override. It's going to help their production. But no, not this person, not this organization. Not only that, she's brought a substantial amount of agents into the organization, into the business. And she's been bringing these agents in for some time. She's not making any override. They're making sales. They're doing well. They're not giving her any of the override. It's a horrible situation for her to be in. And I told her this morning I'd recommend that she leave and go find somebody else, because she doesn't deserve to be treated that way. She's a good agent. She's a good producer. But the moral of the story is this. Don't just jump in bed with anybody. Do not just jump into business with anybody. Don't contract with anybody. There are a lot of great organizations you can work with, but there's a lot of slimy ones too that only want to nickel and dime you and take everything they can from you. This is a prime example. This is not the first time I've seen something like this. Guys, don't let yourself be taken advantage of. If you're going to give up your commissions, at least make sure you're getting something substantial back from it. Salary. At least free leads or lead costs. An office, something. Make sure you're getting something back for what you're giving up. Because at the end of the day, you got to look out for yourself. Because if you don't look out for yourself, you can't expect anybody else to. Partner with good people in this business. Another story I wanted to tell you is, there was an agent that worked in my office years ago on the Medicare side. The story I just told you was a life insurance story. But there was an agent that worked in our office years ago on the Medicare side. He worked with our organization for quite some time. He built up a pretty substantial book of business. I think he had about 800 clients. And he contracted under an FMO. And this was back in about 2008, 2009. And this particular insurance company that he contracted with had a very, very difficult contract to work with. I'm not going to say the name of the company. I don't want to get involved in this, but essentially what happened was the FMO, the guy that was running the FMO, there was a loophole in the contract where he didn't have to grant releases. This is before the 6-month thing. This is before people could voluntarily leave. He had to agree to grant you a release. There's still some agents held hostage under this company today that contracted back at then. So he was stuck under this guy. He was mistreating the guy. He left our office a couple years to go and do securities and things like that, but he was still doing Medicare on the side. What ended up happening is he was contracting agents under his son's name. It was a breach of their contract. So what does the FMO do? The FMO sues him for $150,000. The agent has to put his house up, pull third and fourth mortgages on his house. And at the end of the day, he has to put his agency on auction in order to pay his legal debts because he lost. What does the FMO do? The FMO comes in and buys his agency as a last middle finger to him. So he buys his agency. He gets all of his agents, all of his clients. And he has to sign a non-compete. He's not in the insurance business anymore because this FMO crippled him. Was he right to break the contract? No. But it's an example of if you work with someone nasty enough, somebody mean enough, it can absolutely devastate your career. And I never want to see anybody be held down by the people that are supposed to be helping them. Don't find yourself in this type of situation. Work with people that you like, know, trust, that have your back, that want to see you be successful. Because a good upline understands that you being successful means that they will be successful. Guys, I hope you got something out of this video, and I hope if anybody was watching this that needed to hear this message, the longer you stay with a bad upline, the harder it is to walk away later, especially if they own your business. The more business you bring in to the equation, the harder it's going to be to walk away. There's a lot of situations to where, they might own your business. The commissions might be paid to them. They might own your agents. Whatever the case might be, don't help them grow their business bigger. It might hurt for a little while, especially if it takes a long time to leave the organization. Different organizations have different contracts. But if you're being taken advantage of, and you know you're being taken advantage of, and you've been thinking about leaving, but you're just not sure if you have the courage, there's no better time than the present. Take care of yourself. You're going to be better off for it, and you're going to come out the other end of the tunnel a little bit stronger. Have a great weekend, guys. If you enjoyed this video, drop a like on it, please. Drop a comment. Tell me if you've ever ran into a situation like this. And subscribe for future six-figure Medicare agent content. Have a great weekend.